Right. Ever wondered who'd win in a fight, like a legendary martial arts champion versus, a master stuntman?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. We're diving deep into the skills of, Jeff Imada and Jet Li to try and figure that out.
Okay.
So Imada, he's a stuntman, fight choreographer, Filipino martial arts, weapons, hand-to-hand, really adaptable, efficient.
Definitely. And then Jet Li, you've got Wushu champion, speed, precision, amazing striking, dynamic movement. I mean,
right.
He's known for it.
And so we're not just going to say like, oh, this guy wins. We're really trying to figure out, like, how does the context of a fight actually change the outcome?
Yeah.
And it turns out there's no easy answer. It really depends on the rules of engagement, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So first, let's just imagine like a controlled environment, right?
Oh,
The tournament, very structured. There are rules.
Okay, yeah.
Boundaries. In that kind of setting, a lot of the sources say Jet Li would probably dominate.
Oh, for sure. I mean, his speed and power, plus all those Wushu techniques, it's like he'd be unstoppable.
So can you unpack that Wushu background a little bit? Like, how does that give him an edge in this kind of setting?
Yeah, so Wushu, it's a Chinese martial art, and it's all about speed, agility, crazy acrobatic movement. Like, have you ever seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, right? It's almost performance art, but with a lot of striking and these visually stunning combinations.
Right.
Li's really good at using these fast, like, chain-like movements that just overwhelm his opponent. And then, boom, he finds an opening and unleashes these devastating strikes.
I mean, you can just picture it.
Oh, yeah.
Like a cinematic fight scene. It's like dazzling choreography. Okay, so controlled environment, Jet Li's got it.
Yeah, I think so.
But what if we take this fight to the streets?
Oh.
Let's get a little gritty.
Interesting.
Imagine a back alley, maybe there's some trash, broken bottles,
Yeah.
the element of surprise. Would Li still have that advantage?
That's where things get tricky, right? Because now we're talking about Imada's territory.
Right.
His training is all about practical combat. Like, I read that he used to train blindfolded, and he'd have to disarm opponents using everyday objects.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's incredibly adaptable, and he can react to anything. It's not about fancy moves. It's about, like, surviving.
So it's not just about, the choreography. It's about reacting to the unexpected.
Right.
Which is a whole other skill set.
Absolutely.
So we've got Li's, who's this, like, finely tuned machine.
Yeah.
Incredibly powerful, but maybe not as adaptable. And then Imada, who's more like a chameleon, he can change his approach depending on the situation.
Yeah, I like that. Like, Li's got his strengths for sure, but in this chaotic environment, his speed and precision, they might not be as effective. Like, he has to adjust to all this unexpected stuff, debris, attacks coming from anywhere.
Right. You can't just rely on his, like, rehearsed movements.
Yeah.
Okay, so who wins this street fight?
Well, the sources say Jet Li still takes it, but just barely.
Barely.
It's really close.
Okay.
Like, they both bring such different strengths to the table.
Yeah, I mean, I think this deep dive really shows that there's no, like, guaranteed winner in a fight. It really depends on the context, the environment, their individual strengths and weaknesses. Like, maybe even their mental state that day could change the outcome.
Right, totally. And this goes beyond just physical fights, too.
Oh, interesting.
Like, think about negotiating a deal or even just dealing with a disagreement. Understanding those dynamics, like different approaches, the importance of adapting, that can make a huge difference.
Right. It's like life lessons from a street fight.
Exactly.
So for everyone listening, what do you think? Are there other factors that could tip the scales in this fight? Like maybe Imada gets a lucky shot?
Yeah.
Or maybe Li's years of training give him, like, a mental edge?
Right. It's not just about, like, who can punch the hardest or fastest.
It's way more complex than that.
Yeah, and the complexity is what makes combat so fascinating to study. It's not just brute force. It's strategic. It's mental. It's physical. It's everything.
So the best fight is the one you avoid.
That's the saying. But knowing how it all works, that can help you even when you're not actually fighting.
Right. Like in any conflict.
Exactly. It can give you real insights into resolving things peacefully.
Food for thought.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thanks for diving deep with me today. This was really fun.
Yeah, this was great.